Don't you hate it when this happens? The end is gone. How did that happen? This was a really good hose, by the way. And we're just finding some of these things are kind of broken on us, and we'll have to fix them, but it's all right. So, the stuff I have to explain to my wife, it cracks me up. She come home. I said, I said I got. She was upset that the hose was broken, and I said, "It's okay. I got a hose mender," and I picked this up so I could fix it. And she said, "You got a what?" Excuse me. And I said, "Yes, it's I said it's a female hose mender." And she said, "I thought you said something." Oh, I swear. She thought I said hose or something, but anyways, but that's what I was talking about. Kind of reminds me when one day I had I gotta cut this off. I'm just gonna cut it off right here, I guess. One day I had to explain to the wife something crazy. She just won't leave them dogs alone. Ellie, you stay up here. Don't you worry about what those dogs are doing. Now this is a leather shear, so it will work on both. Should be fine. Anyway, it's a good cut. Always worried about how far the dogs go out. I keep telling her not to worry about it. That's just what dogs do. Yeah, one day, reminds me, the wife, she come home, she smelt my beard. Like, she gave me a kiss and smelt my beard, and she goes, she says, "Oh, what's that smell?" See, it smells like maple. And I said, "Oh, that's just Mrs. Butterworth." And she said, "Mrs. who?" I had waffles, so I made waffles for the kids. Okay. Cracks me up, man. Okay. Hey, kiddo. Don't worry about where the dogs go, okay?
I can see them.
Well, that's fine. They're out there. They're out there hunting and gathering. That's what they do.
They're going to eat those snakes.
That's right. They're going to eat them snakes.
Dogs are stronger, right, Dad?
Yeah. The woman, I swear, she was upset. She was getting ready to go whoop on Mrs. Butterworth.
Daddy, I can see a wall hose.
Yep.
I
got to get this thing fixed. That's what Daddy's doing right now. Daddy's fixing stuff. Got to get it fixed. Anyway, we'll just get this right on there. Yeah. Got my security lights up. Those are the Sensi's. I got those done. Called motion sensors up to, I believe, 50 feet is what it says. This is my throw here, and it's got just this blind spot from the porch here, but it goes out, and you can see, if you were standing right here, you could see everything going on out there, which is a lot better. I'm just kind of running around just fixing a bunch of other little things right now. Nothing too important or outrageous. Just work. Constantly running around fixing something. And that's pretty much what it boils down to. Anyways, I think I mended my hose. I think I got my hose mended. This is pretty neat. Fix it up just like that, huh? Just like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Don't worry about where he's at. I told you, sweetie. Just leave him alone. He's gonna do whatever he wants to do. He ain't gonna get eaten by nothing. He'll be alright. There you go. Fixed. Fixed hose. Just like that. Wham bam. One more task out of the way. Nozzle fixed. Look at that. I'm doing my honeydew list. Little Ellie wants to hang out with me for today's little chat. That's fine. She's right behind me somewhere hiding. There's a plus side, and there's the negative ends to living off the beaten path and moving out of a city. And for myself, for my wife, you know, we both have lived out in the country before. We've lived in rural areas before, and for her, it was back before some of the places in California became as big as they were. And for myself, we lived out in the sticks so far that they had to pipe in sunlight in some of the places. And I didn't get much of it, as you can see. Someone's going to say, you're still kind of pasty there. Anyway. But I was used to it. I was used to doing everything a country boy could do. Anything. I told the wife, I said, we got to get the kids to watch Old Yeller and Where the Red Fern Grows Now and all this other stuff. She's, no, it's gonna happen. That kind of stuff happens. And, you know, I used to romp and stomp through the woods and everything else, and go frog gigging, and you might have heard that in the video a while ago. That was nothing but some loud bullfrogs. This morning I didn't get a chance to video it and capture it, but I will. And we had 36 turkey. That's what I counted. There might have been a few hiding behind one another, but at least 36 of them right in one spot. It was crazy. And I remember having to go find that stuff. Like, I remember having to go back when we would back when I would hunt with my granddad. We used to have to go pretty far out for that stuff. And I was telling stories to a friend a few nights ago about boar hunting and all that stuff. It's stuff from my past. I really hardly ever talk about on the channel. I hardly ever bring any of that stuff up. And you know, most folks don't think about that stuff, but some of the stuff I've had to explain to the wife has been pretty interesting. The difference between, and because she says, you guys have a snake, you know, called the cottonmouth or something. I said, yeah, it's cottonmouth or water moccasin. And I was having to explain that and the difference between the two, and a lot of the other stuff that I've talked about, gigging and you know, jugging and stuff like that I used to do on the weekends, and wild boar, you know, explaining how nasty they are. And folks don't think, but they see, oh, look at that, you know, it's that thing's covered in freaking lice and all kinds of nastiness, and people just don't know about that stuff. Because they just haven't been exposed to it, or, you know, ever had to clean one, I guess. But there's just a lot that you have to take in, and there's, like I said, there's that plus side and there's that negative side. No, you know, the coyote situation, folks, you know, there's packs and packs and packs of them. There's coy wolves and all kinds of different breeds, and coy dogs, and people call them different. They get mixed in with all kinds of stuff. They'll send out a bait yoke that's just a female that's in heat to lure your dogs in, just so they can kill them. And you know, they don't realize how nasty of a problem coyotes are. I love how country our area is. There's a you know, a little country store that I went in had the community post, and I love that. I haven't seen that in years, man. It made my day. My heart smiled when I saw that, the community post, and it had you know, a guy who just tracks coyotes. There's a guy who just does firewood. There's a guy who just does this and this and this, and it was just, you know, missing this and whatever, or need help with cutting stuff. You know, it's got job post on there. You know, need a ranch hand, or it was just good. It was good seeing that again. I haven't seen that in years, and it felt good. I was like, well, it isn't over for us yet. You know, there's still life out there in this world, and it definitely lifted my spirits up and gave me high hopes, because living out in, you know, when I was stationed out in California and having to stay out that way for so long, I had seen how just domesticated everyone had become, and man, these guys have no idea what could happen. Like, the life on the other side, hey there, you. The life on the other side is going to be crazy. And there's a plus side, there's a negative side to it. I mean, plus side is you get your freedom. It's quiet. You get to listen to every kind of critter on the planet, and you'll deal with all sorts of stuff. And I was just telling the kids that, you know, pretty soon I think snake mating season's coming up, and you know, if we end up with baby snakes, you know, keep in mind if you see a baby one, because they love anything that's tiny and cute, right? I tell them they're the most poisonous because they can't control their venom. And there's so much stuff that I'm out here explaining to my family. But it's good. It feels really good to be able to do that and share all the experiences that I had with interesting things. There was one time I was attacked by wild turkey. That was pretty epic. Who could say that? Anyway. But yeah, no internet really. I mean, we do have internet, but it's very limited. You hang in there, kiddo. It's very limited. You pay 2 times what you would pay in the city for it, and it runs super slow. It's not some high speed internet, okay? And you got to pay more for your phone just so you can, because you won't be able to run some kind of data plan or nothing. So for any of you out there that don't know, now you know. Some folks have to run hotspots and stuff like that. There's just little tricks to getting around it so that you can still do YouTube videos and still make it without, you know, struggling too bad on the. It kind of is it's kind of a struggle with a lot of that stuff. Struggle also for those people that don't know, just buying a house and land doesn't solve all the prepper problems. You know, I'm trying to steer away from a lot of the malicious stuff, and you know, it's not like you know, it's more militant. You know, I'm trying to steer more away from the militant side of stuff, and kind of get back down to earth and put my feet back on the ground here, and just get back to, you know, what really makes everything work. And it's not about it is about guns, you know. It is about shooting stuff, man. I love that stuff. I'm trying to steer a little bit away from the tactical sense, you know what I mean, and the scary fear-mongering stuff. I really have had enough of it. I can't sit and watch any more of it, to be honest. It really has just it's gotten to the point I'm like, dude, really, man. It's like, how many videos can a person make about some horrifying thing that's going to happen to someone? And, you know, I can tell you this. I mean, one of the plus sides of making the choice to leave the city and get off the beaten path is definitely you're creating distance. You're creating a lot of distance between a lot of stuff. And the refugees that could take place wandering in off of freeways and stuff like that. Cities, we've talked about how long cities can hold up, and it's not long. Y'all know that. It's not anything new someone's going to tell you. Don't play with that, sweetie. Don't want you cutting yourself with that. But you know, it's not it's nothing that we don't already know. You're going to have to evacuate those areas and things like that. And I'm working with Sippy. We want to sit down and have a conversation about some serious matters with people in general. What's helpful, and because people will go on about these things that are going to happen and destroy the world and everything, but we don't talk about like folks that already have health issues. Okay. What can they do to solve their problems? And I wanted to get with Sippy on that because she's the nurse and she's going to know some kind of, you know, what you deal with when you have, when you're diagnosed with something, and what you're going to be experiencing, and what can a person do long term to try to live with that without a hospital and things like that. I really want to work with her more on doing more medical videos on those types of subjects. What can a guy or gal out there do, especially with kids, for kids, you know, dealing with issues as well. And we're going to try and just put together a list of stuff to talk about for that, because there's so many different issues that a person could have they're burdened with, that to drag them through a situation could make it 10 times harder than the average person would have to deal with. And, you know, for some folks out there that just have to, they're an able-bodied citizen, and they can just pick up a bag and put on a pair of Cadillacs and just start walking. And some folks can't just do that. And there's more to it than that for them. You know, they have more struggles to deal with, and we want to kind of have a conversation about that. And the you know, folks that do have situations like that shouldn't give up. They should not just, but they shouldn't exert themselves. We were just talking about that last night. Because some situations could just make matters a lot worse in some illnesses. So there's that, and I guess that's kind of my update for today. I just kind of wanted to give an update and just kind of chat on here, and just talk about everything that's sort of kind of going on. We've got I've got lumber and everything I need for the rabbit pens. I'm doing the rabbit pens, and I've got everything I need now for the chicken coops. So I'll start putting the coops in real soon. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself. Someone gave me a bit of advice not to get in too big of a hurry. Not to get in too big of a hurry, because the overwhelmingness of having so many pets, animals for slaughter. But just kidding. Someone wants me to get gruesome, right? But having so many animals could be a burden, and it won't be fun at all. It'd be exhausting, and I don't want it to be exhausting. I want us to have a lot of fun doing it. And hi, kiddo.
Bye.
She says bye. Anyways, long story short, we just don't want to burn our candle at both ends and be completely worn out, and we can't keep going like that. So we're just going to take our time and pace ourselves and put stuff together. I highly doubt it. She ain't right. Garden's happening. Hair's spiky. There's not much there. Garden's going to happen pretty soon. We're getting that put together, and that's about it. And that's really all I got for now. And hopefully you guys can see some of the other crazy projects I'm putting together. Leather work. I'm about to sit back at this table. Once I finish the other project, I can sit here and start back on some other stuff. We're going country western. We're going western style, and I'm going to be doing gun belts and some other crazy stuff for lever actions and a bunch of other cool stuff. I think people are going to dig it, but we're going to go old cowboy style, and it should be pretty slick. All right. That's all I got for you guys. God bless. Take care. We love you.